Put on some flippers and take a deep breath, because today we've got 25 crazy, cool, epic, awesome, funny, weird, wild, unexpected, true facts about the deep ocean. Fact 25. We've barely explored 5% of our oceans. Heck, we've done a better job of mapping Mars than the Great Wet Deep. Right, ocean map maker guy? It's okay, you'll get it someday. The reason for that is Earth's oceans are huge. Fact 24. Our oceans cover over 70% of our planet's surface. That's over 332 million cubic miles of water. Aw, geez, we're gonna need a bigger mop. Another reason it's so hard to explore the ocean is that it's really dark down there. Fact 23. The most water that light can shine through is 330 feet, and the ocean is a lot deeper than that. He's really gonna need a flashlight. Fact 22. Scientists actually named the different layers of the ocean based on how far light can reach. Starting at the surface, the first 200 meters of the ocean is called the sunlit zone, because that's how deep the light can penetrate. Below that, there's the twilight zone, which goes down to about 1,000 meters. Boy, it sure is spooky down here. Oh no, a skeleton! Below the twilight zone, there's the midnight zone. You're gonna need a pretty darn good submarine to get down there. The next level down is the abyss, which goes from 4,000 to 6,000 meters deep. Light doesn't travel this far, which makes it pretty dark down here. Finally, the deepest part of the ocean is what's called the trenches. Those stretch from 6,000 to 11,000 meters deep. That's the deepest part of the ocean, and we barely know what's down there. It could be anything. Uh-oh, let's get out of here. Fact 21. Not much sunlight penetrates as deep as the twilight zone. Good thing a lot of the fish down here can make their own light. It's a neat chemical reaction called bioluminescence, and it means their bodies can literally shine like a flashlight. Now that is a creepy night light. There are a lot of scary fish in the ocean that most people don't know about. Fact 20. The fang-toothed fish can live as deep as 5,000 meters. It's only about 6 inches long, but its teeth are huge. Not only are these chompers the biggest teeth when compared to a fish's body size, they're also so big that the fang-toothed fish can't even close their mouths all the way. Oh man, these guys must use a lot of toothpaste. Fact 19. Maybe the weirdest looking fish in the ocean is the barrel-eye fish. It's called that because the top of its head is crystal clear. You can see right through it. Besides looking freaky deaky, their clear head allows them to find food in front of them and above them without moving their head. Imagine if people looked like that. Wait, actually don't imagine that. It's too scary, too scary. But don't worry about it, because these little guys live at about 800 meters below the surface, so maybe just stay out of the deep end. Number 18. You've gotta be tough to live in the deep ocean. Take these giant tube worms, for example. They live next to volcanic vents on the seafloor and eat bacteria that grows around the undersea volcanoes. They can be up to 8 feet long just from eating the bacteria. Now that's one hot and spicy meal. Woo, my tongue. Number 17. Keep some garlic in a steak handy, because our next deep sea creature is the vampire squid. As far as we know, the vampire squid doesn't actually drink blood. It gets its name from its dark colored arms that look an awful lot like a vampire's cape. These creepy cephalopods live as deep as 3,000 meters below the surface. Number 16. Speaking of squid, here's the granddaddy of them all, the giant squid. Giant squid live as deep as 1,000 meters below the ocean and can grow up to 43 feet long. That's 3 feet longer than your average school bus. Can you imagine taking a giant squid to school? All aboard! Number 15. Sperm whales can dive as deep as 1,000 meters to search for food. What's crazy about that is that they're mammals, so they have to go all the way back up to the surface every time they want to breathe. Good thing they can hold their breath for up to 90 minutes though. Number 14. Giant squid are pretty hard to find, and for hundreds of years we didn't even know if they were real or not. What finally let us know that the giant squid was real? We started finding full giant squid beaks in the stomachs of sperm whales. Sometimes we'd even find sucker marks on sperm whales that could only be from a big old squid. That means that giant squid and sperm whales fight in the deep ocean all the time. Ooh, talk about a battle of the super heavyweights. Number 13. The deepest part of the ocean is called the Marianas Trench. It's a dip in the Pacific Ocean that's pretty close to the island of Guam. The trench is 1,500 miles long, but only about 43 miles wide, which is as far as a coyote can run in 1 hour at top speed. How the coyote got down there in the first place, I'll never know. Number 12. The deepest part of the Marianas Trench is called the Challenger Deep. From the surface to the bottom of the deep, it's 7 miles. That's 2 miles deeper than Everest is tall, which if you ask me is pretty deep. Number 11. Sharks and most other sea life just can't live in the deep ocean. There's too much pressure, literally. Water weighs a lot, and there's as much as 8 tons of water pressure on you when you're at the bottom of the ocean. That's like having 2 medium-sized African elephants on top of you for every square inch of water. But good luck getting any actual elephants down there. Sorry guys. Number 10. What causes all of these crazy deep ocean trenches? The tectonic plates. The Earth isn't one solid ball of rock, see? It's a series of big plates that slide around, bump into each other, and occasionally slide on top of each other. The Marianas Trench formed when part of the Pacific plate slid under the Philippine plate. Geologists call this subduction, and I call it really totally cool. Oh man, all of these facts about the deep ocean have got me really scared. Fact 9. Oh, I guess I've got thalassophobia, which is, quote, an intense and persistent fear of the sea. Oh no, I'm getting out of here. Whoa, that was a close one. Number 8. Even though I'm kind of a scaredy cat, there are a few people that are so not afraid of the sea that they've dived all the way to the bottom of Challenger Deep, aka the deepest spot in the ocean. Oceanographer Jacques Picard and Don Walsh went all the way to the bottom of the Challenger Deep in 1960. It took 5 hours for their deep sea submersible, called a bathyscaphe and named Trieste, to sink all the way to the bottom of the trench. Number 7. The only other person who's been at the bottom of the Challenger Deep is a real Terminator, movie director James Cameron. James Cameron dove to the bottom of the deep in 2012 in the submersible, the Deep Sea Challenger. He spent more than 3 hours exploring the trench before returning to the surface and is the first person to complete the trip all on his own. While exploring, Cameron found a new species of sea cucumber, squidworm, and giant-celled amoeba. Number 6. It takes a heavy-duty submersible to handle all of the pressure at the bottom of the ocean, and Deep Sea Challenger is a really cool piece of equipment. To withstand the intense pressure at the bottom of the ocean, the Deep Sea Challenger has walls that are 2.5 inches thick of pure steel and is designed to shrink under all that water weight. When it comes back up to the surface, it's a full 3 inches smaller than before it leaves. Speaking of James Cameron, fact 5. The wreck of the Titanic is located at about 3,800 meters below the ocean's surface. The Titanic was a big cruise ship that was called unsinkable when it was first built in 1912. I guess unsinkable must have meant something very different 100 years ago. Oh, sorry. What, too soon? Number 4. The Titanic has been underwater for over 100 years, and there's been a bunch of crazy ideas proposed for how to pull it out of the briny deep. The ideas include filling the wreck up with ping pong balls or petroleum jelly so it'll float to the top, or building a giant magnet and pulling the ship up to the surface that way. None of those ideas gained much steam because, seriously, where are we supposed to buy a giant magnet? A giant magnet store? Number 3. The Titanic isn't the deepest shipwreck in the ocean though. That honor belongs to the SS Rio Grande, a German ship from World War II that sank in 1944 in the southern Atlantic Ocean. It currently sits 5,762 meters below the ocean's surface. That section of the ocean is called the Abyss. Remember, guys? Whoa! Oh no! My thalassophobia! Only 2 facts left. I think I can get through this. Fact 2. The Mid-Atlantic Ridge is the world's longest mountain range. It's 35,000 miles long and it stretches through the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, and the Indian Ocean. It's so huge that it makes up almost a quarter of the Earth's surface. These aren't just small mountains either. Some of the peaks in the Mid-Atlantic Ridge are taller than the mountains in the French Alps. And it's pretty much all underwater. If you want to climb one of these mountains, you're gonna need a special kind of horse. Whoa there, Sea Nelly! And now, the most high-pressure fact about the deep ocean. We didn't even explore the mid-ocean ridge until 1973. That's a couple years after Neil Armstrong walked on the moon. That's right, it's easier to go to space than it is to explore the oceans. There's still a ton to learn about our planet, so one day you can get out there, explore the oceans, and make your own splash. And there they are, 25 wet and wild high-pressure facts about the deep ocean. What's your favorite spooky deep ocean creature? Let us know by commenting below, and remember to subscribe to DreamWorks TV for new videos every day. I'm your host, and I'm off to the ocean now.